This is On the Money with Ryan Wheelis. He's the founder of Allied Wealth. He's a financial advisor. He is your flight instructor to retirement, Mr. Ryan Wheelis. How you
doing, Spike? Always the reference to the flight stuff, you know.
I love it, though, man.
Man, I went to a golf tournament this past weekend with some buddies up in Kingsley, Michigan. Great golf course up there. And we had planned to come back from Kingsley nonstop. And, no fuel stop along the way, just getting into Houston. But a bunch of weather developed, Spike, in a longer flight path kind of towards the later afternoon. And I was keeping a close eye on it and was watching it build. We've got all kind of radar systems in the airplane and, downlink weather radar and the whole 9 yards. And I kept watching and watching and watching. And ultimately, we had to stop for fuel. So when we stop for fuel, you didn't make it to your destination nonstop. It's kind of a little bit of an inconvenience, if you will, right? But then we got back at the plane, took back off, plenty of fuel on board, and we started having to navigate this weather. And I've got a good buddy of mine who's a golf coach and good friend. His name's Brady. He's sitting in the right seat with me, and it's Brady's first time to ever fly in the front of an airplane. And he's just listening and soaking the stuff in. And we had to climb up higher than we thought we were supposed to, to get over the weather. But then we had to descend back down through and not navigate through the weather because we don't fly through the weather, but more around the weather. And there was a lot of shucking and jiving and maneuvering and going this direction, going that direction, working with air traffic control, talking to other pilots. Hey, guys, how's your ride at 30,000 feet? How's your ride at 28,000 feet? How's your ride through the descents? Are you guys experiencing any turbulences? We're all communicating up there and working together to help navigate our airplanes to this nasty weather. And, we make the references here often about, financial flight plan and me being a pilot and that sort of thing, folks. But, I also was up there, as I'm flying the airplane home, thinking to myself, this is uncanny how like this is, the likeness between navigating this stuff and navigating 30 years of retirement, Spike. It really and truly is. And, yes, I am ultimately flying the plane, but I've got all kind of resources I'm using to help navigate what's going on. I also have a team. My team is air traffic control. My team is the United airplane out in front of me who's already flying through the stuff I'm about to fly through. We're talking to each other. We're all working together, right, with a common goal of getting our aircraft safely down on the ground. But, in this scenario, we had to make a stop. And then once we had enough fuel on board to go all the way back to where we started from, by the way, if we had to, God forbid, right? We were able to navigate that weather and get in safe. And Brady, quite frankly, said, Brian, that was one of the coolest things and most awesome experiences I've ever had in my entire life. It was just a really cool thing.
Nice.
And so despite that's, I say that, and I garner these aviation stories to try to catch people's attention, right? Because you're driving down the road right now. And maybe you're not. Maybe you're listening at home right now, working in your wood shop, like one of my good clients, Barry. But folks, that's really why we do this show. And I'm not paid to be on here. I'm not so big and so big time and so famous that 740 KTRH calls me up and says, "Hey Ryan, we'd love to have you on the radio station." I pay to do this show, folks. But I pay to do this show because I believe very strongly in providing education. And when it comes to financial matters and investments and retirement and saving for retirement and then getting through retirement, all this stuff has to do with managing an ever-changing environment, all right, to ultimately get you where you want to go. But the foundation of being able to do that is having good education, and that's why we do the show, Spike. So, we talk about it all the time, folks. If anything we talk about on the show, and I'm not salesy. I don't want to be the infomercial guy like the guy who died on the airplane, Billy Banks. Was it Billy Blanks? Or Billy Banks, the guy, But wait, there's more, right? It is one of these things. We're not trying to come across that way, but if you do need help, you do want to get a hold of us. We have a lot of ways to reach out to us, connect with us, folks, and we don't charge to connect. We really do believe in putting good stuff out in the world, and good stuff comes back to you. That's our motto at our company.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk to us, you can call us. The number's 844-944-7555. 844-944-7555. We've got a website called retirenowhouston.com, retirenowhouston.com. Bunch of information on there, folks. Bunch of stuff on there. But, and when you call, like, why would you call? Like, what would you ask me? All right, well, let's say that maybe you got laid off. Well, what do you do with your money? What do you do with your assets? How do you navigate that sight picture going forward before you go to your next job? Or do you need to go to another job? Do you have enough money to retire and live out your life for the rest of your days on earth and enjoy it, right? You may wonder, hey, Ryan, how do I squeeze every dollar out of my Social Security benefits that are rightfully mine? I paid for them. You may also wonder, hey, Ryan, I'm worried about taxes. Our stupid country here is in $36 trillion in debt. We're adding $1 trillion every 100 days.
Yeah.
And what about taxes? What do I do about that, right? You may also call us and say, hey, Ryan, I've got a choice between taking my pension in a lump sum and I've got that, or a payout. I mean, what's the best thing to do? Yeah. Or, hey, Ryan, I went to this financial dinner seminar and this financial advisor there is telling me to take all my money out of my 401k and put it all into an annuity. Should I do that, right? I mean, these are some of the questions that we answer for folks. And then from a higher net worth folks is, hey, Ryan, what opportunities exist outside of the run-of-the-mill stock market investments like private equity funds, private real estate funds? What type of structured products that are out there that can really help me mitigate downside risk and maximize return? So there's all these things that we can do, folks, and that's really what the impetus of the show is. And I just wanted to share that story, Spike, because I was thinking about that as we're going down through that nasty weather, encountering ice and turbulence and rain and just you can't see out of the front of the airplane and really needing to really use your resources around you to get yourself safely down to the ground.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be part of the theme, at least for our radio program here for the full hour of the program. If you are watching us on YouTube, great, so much. Stick around. Click on the next 3 videos. It's going to be our theme. One of the things of turbulence that's going on right now, we just saw interest rates come down, and it was a lot larger air pocket than I thought. It usually doesn't go down that much. What happened, buddy?
Speaking of an ever-changing environment, Spike, I mean, we were all expecting a rate cut. Now, some people say it's political. I don't know the answer to that question. I try to avoid politics on here, that I do believe in God, Mom, and apple pie. But
God, guns, and apple pie, right?
God, Mom, guns, and apple pie for sure. Right. We're in Texas. Let's be real. And so, I think everyone expected a cut. And if we didn't get a cut, I think the market, interestingly enough, would have not liked it. And I also think the market had priced in a cut, which is why if we didn't get a cut, the market would have gone down. But the reality is a 50 basis point cut also says the economy is actually not as good as people think it is, right? Because while we're cutting by instead of a quarter point, a half a point, because that's a pretty big cut considering it's the first one in quite a while. So who knows, right? But I do know this. I do believe rates are too high. And that's a caveat, Spike, because, what we do here at Allied Wealth is we help people get to and through retirement, right? And so, if rates are starting to fall, that means that money market account you've been getting that 5.5% yield on,
right?
You're not going to get that anymore, right? Mm-hmm. And what's really interesting is, we keep our ear to the ground with rate-sensitive things. Structured notes are rate-sensitive. Money market accounts are rate-sensitive. Annuities are rate sensitive. Income annuities are rate sensitive. And folks, we've been beating this drum now for quite a while that now has never been a better time to consider if you're going to buy an annuity to have guaranteed income for a portion of your life savings, which I think is a good idea, by the way. Now has never been a better time to buy them because rates will fall. Well, we just got an email this morning, Spike, that one of the insurance carriers that has a 20% higher payout per dollar invested into the annuity, okay? The highest payout we have seen in a long, long time per dollars invested, they're cutting the rates.
Okay.
So you've got a very short window to get applications in and at least get it in there as a placeholder, because what's going to happen is,
But that's an immediate change. That's an immediate change right now. So as soon as they get that email, that one's no longer available.
Well, they're holding it open until October 22nd. Okay. So there's a period of time here. And it's a short one, okay?
Yeah.
But at least, folks, if you've ever considered it, okay, consider it, evaluate it, And if you like it, you can move forward. If you don't, you don't have to. And all you got to do that is simply get an application on file with the company. But you put money in, you put in $100,000, you get $900 a month guaranteed for life, $800 a month guaranteed for life, $700 a month guaranteed for life, whatever it is. You've got guaranteed income for life. So you've got your Social Security coming in, maybe you've got a pension, you've got your annuity income, you've got retirement one. Use your other money to do vacations with and leave an inheritance behind and fight inflation and that sort of thing. All right. But folks, that window's closing. So, call us and get an annuity evaluation. Folks, it really is that easy to call us at 844-944-7555. Don't let rates fall and go, man, I should have done that. That was a boneheaded move to not at least call and investigate. So if you've ever been thinking about it, been on the fence, call us, folks, 844-944-7555. Get is an annuity a right for me evaluation.
That's right. Call that phone number. If you're watching us on the video as well, you can go to retirenowhouston.com. You can go open up another tab. You can schedule an appointment right there. But as Ryan said, the rates have come down. They came down 50 basis points. This is a lot more. 844-944-7555 if you're listening on the radio. We do have folks standing by who will take that call live for you, schedule that appointment. If you're watching the video, go to Retire Now Houston, or you can still call that phone number. It's going to go to the call center, though. They'll still set up the appointment. More on the money. Ryan Wheelis, turbulence right now. What's happening this year, this week with Ryan Wheelis when we get back right after this.